Welcome back, one and all, to Let's Play Langrisser 2, as we embark upon Scenario 4, the Temple of Light. With the help of a mysterious knight, Elwin's group defeated General Vargas and made their way toward the highest temple in the land, where the High Priest could help protect Liana, for the temple in the Stole was renowned for the power of its acolytes. However, when Elwin and his party arrived, they saw that the shrine was under attack by the Black Dragon sorcerers of the Rhaegar Empire. Conditions for victory: Morgan the Magician is defeated. We are defeated if the priests are all wiped out, or Liana or Elwin is defeated. 4 NPCs. This is going to be fun. And by fun, I mean anything but. Okay, first things first, we want to get our items sorted out. Fun thing that you can use to exploit here. If you have a general equipped with items that their next class is not able to use, after they class change, they will still have those items equipped. Now, if you unequip those items, they will not be able to put them back on as that class, but if you leave them on, they can still use them. The only problem is if you want to switch out any of their items, you won't be able to do that because now you know, that just throws things off. I'm saying that because if I'd had Elwin with the speed boots in the last battle, when he'd become a knight who cannot equip speed boots, he would still have them and have a movement of 10 instead of 8. That actually would have been really useful. And if I was thinking further ahead, I might have gone ahead and did that because it would have been very useful in this and the next scenario to pick up some extra experience. However, we should be able to manage without doing so, and I really wanted Hein to have that, so it's fine. There will be points along this playthrough where you will see me exploiting that though, because it's very useful. And that's one of those things that I found unintentionally, as most people would, you know. Because it's inevitable, as you change classes, your characters will have items that they no longer are able to use, but they could beforehand. And we've got a lot of troops here because there's a lot of enemies and there's a lot of NPCs to save. And we're fighting a lot of different troops here. You see Morgan there had elves, horsemen, and pikemen. Yeah. Turn 1, let's begin. Morgan here, a bit of a creeper as you can tell. Even more so in the Langrisser version of this. He just took it too far on that one. He's a little bit more tame here, thankfully. High Priest there. Man of conviction. Ready to lay his life down, and if we don't get there quick enough, that's what's gonna happen. He can't stand up to them. He can heal, that's about all he can do. I'm with Hein on that one. So you say. Well, here's our response. One of the obvious advantages of the knight class is they have superior movement on dry open land, so we're going to take advantage of that and just send Elwin and his group up north as quick as possible, taking out anybody who happens to be along the way, especially when those people happen to be barbarians who are extremely weak against mounted units, as you can see. Their loss is our gain. But they are getting a decent attack boost from the Warlock being a magic class. For some reason, they always seem to boost attack in these games, so they may occasionally do a point or two of damage. That's about it. Surprisingly, we did not completely rout them. Oh, you know what? It might just be for the simple fact that they had the terrain advantage there. Again, terrain matters so much here. But 10 against 1, wasn't really worried about them being out of command range. And again, that's why it's important to pay attention to type advantages, because when you've got a gross advantage, such as cavalry versus barbarians, you can even send them fighting outside of your commander's range in most situations, and they'll still come out on top. I still will avoid doing that when I can, just to be safe. There's always a possibility they can be attacked by other units from other divisions next turn, so you always want to keep that in mind. Don't get too reckless. But for the most part, not to be worried. But also, they're a bit of a distraction. We don't want to fall into that trap. Because out of all of my people, Elwin is the only one who can make it to the priest and the clerics in time to save them. So he needs to do that. Everyone else can deal with the rabble in the back here. That's just going to try to slow us down. We won't let him. And that was perfect. I just wanted to do damage to him. I did not want to take him out. He still has a unit left, and I didn't think they'd get the job done anyway. Pikemen are a superior defensive unit. Not so strong in the attack department, unless they're going up against, again, mounted units where they have the advantage. Now, there are units in this game that are classified as horseman units that you might not think so at first glance. And I wasn't even aware of this the first time I played through. So I will point them out as we uncover them. And there goes all his men, so somebody can dispatch him next turn. Wouldn't be terrible if it was Scott, because he needs to class up too so he can be stronger, get some magic points, provide more support. I'm not sure if we'll be able to do it at the end of this battle, because this is one of those where you have to be kind of careful. There's a lot going on. There's a secret item in here as well, so we have to be mindful of that. And it's positioned way out of the way at the far northeastern edge of the map, just about. It's in the temple, so it's easy to forget about and pass up. Even if you know about it, you can get so caught up in the battle that you forget to send somebody over there to pick it up, and then it's done and you don't get it, and then you cry in the corner for several days. But we're not going to let that happen. Yeah, you see those statues, the one all the way to the top right? It's not too far from there. I'll show you guys, we'll get there. First mention of Egbert, I believe. Like Leon, a very important character we'll be seeing a lot of, but not for some time just yet. So that was an early name drop. So what does an Egbert look like? Picture it in your mind's eye now. And for some reason, Vargas's theme is playing again here, even though he's nowhere to be seen, and these aren't even his men. Vargas is the leader of the, I believe they're called the Red Dragon Army. Right now we're dealing with the faction of the Black Dragon Sorcerers. So why aren't they playing their leader Egbert's theme instead of Vargas's? Could just be because Egbert's theme is just that amazing that they want to save it for when the man shows himself, which is completely understandable. That track is another favorite of mine, and yeah, it's pretty unforgettable. You'll know it when you hear it. Fits him to a T, actually. But Vargas's theme does serve well as a general Imperial enemy phase, so it's not inappropriate. They all are on the same side anyway, so. Oh, we get to see the Dark Elves. I don't know why they call them Dark Elves, but they're just archers. They're annoying because they can attack from 3 squares away, and they have decent attack. Behold my elegant fighting style, yay! No, Scott probably wouldn't sound like that, but he probably would sound very prim and proper. Very well groomed, that's what I get from him. I picture him with some sort of an accent as well, but I'm not sure what accent. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Elves have very poor defense, so any close range melee units can take them out very easily once they get in. It's just a matter of getting in is the thing. Oh, Hein's kind of hurting now. Those archers, you know, I'm telling you. It's just he doesn't have historically high defense. He's somebody that they will probably like to target frequently. So I kind of want to keep moving him along with Elwin. They would make a great 1-2. Hein could use support magic and Elwin could just storm through the enemy gates. By gates I mean faces. That'd be a good way to proceed through this. Scott could just catch up slow but sure, taking out anybody along the way. Because he doesn't have the speed boots, he's going to be behind no matter what. Liana is pretty much safe. She's in the back. Nobody's really going to target her in this scenario, so she's fine. For now. Yeah, we're just going to go ahead and take him out. I did want to keep Elwin and his people moving, but now we can do that. I'm also concerned about these archers too, though. We really need to get rid of them ASAP. Later on in the game, we'll find an advanced form of archers, and it's going to be the same thing with them. You're going to want to remove them from the field as soon as you can, because they just provide too much of a headache for certain units. Anybody with low defense and anybody who is aerial, that's who's in danger. So let's see if we can get rid of these barbarians so we can get to them. Yeah, they're doing pretty good with that attack boost. Maybe I should stop talking trash about them. I probably won't though. Yeah, we need to offer him some protection. Maybe some distractions to tempt the enemy away. They seem to like the color of his robe. Maybe that's why they're targeting him. It's a possibility. Yeah, pikemen won't do as good as soldiers, but we'll poke them. Yeah, they're kind of on equal footing with them. Again, pikemen have good defense, so that's going to bail them out. If I have to, I can just use Elwin in his group. Since they are in the... Yeah, they're blocking us off anyway, so... I don't think it's any getting around it. We gotta attack him now, right? Yeah. We'll attack the weaker one so he doesn't take any damage. Obviously, our units can pass through people on our team, so we're gonna send some horsemen around. I'm sure with their movement of 10, one of them will be able to reach those barbarians at 6. More importantly, we need to take these guys out. That's fine, they're not gone, but one is not a threat. Still gonna get rid of them though. And again, you should remember this music track playing. This is Knight's Errand. We heard it in scenario 1. It is back. Do enjoy. Oh, I don't know why I did that. Okay. I should have known that they would have been able to take him out in one. But this is okay. We only lost 2 units. That wasn't much experience. And again, we really need to focus on that group right there. So I think it all works out for the best. More dialogue. It's Sword of Darkness, he says. No mention of that in the first Langrisser. We just had the Sword of Light. So apparently it has a counterpart. A match. An antithesis, maybe. We'll see. Okay, there go the guards. Now again, in terms of saving the NPCs, we're just referring to anybody who would be considered a general or commander. Any subordinates or troops they have surrounding them, they don't count. So they can fall, because they will fall. There's no way you could keep all of them safe without cheating some way. See her though, that cleric at 7? We're worried for her. Thankfully, anytime they drop to 7 or less, much like any AI controlled characters, they will use their next turn treating themselves. So she should be back up to full health. She won't get attacked again here with that current formation, so that's a good thing. When they get attacked, I actually prefer when they get taken down to 7, because then I know they will recover next turn. If they get taken down to 8 or 9, that's not good, because then they'll just take more damage. They'll probably be too reluctant to heal themselves when they should. And they're not above casting the occasional heal spell. The priest above them as well too, so they will not go down in a couple of turns. You do have a little bit of time, but make no mistakes. If you don't send somebody up there immediately, they will go down. So don't procrastinate. You will regret it. Or maybe you won't, but if you're trying to keep them alive, that's what you need to do. Me, I'm going to keep them alive. Alhazard. Here we go, guys. Legendary Demon Sword of Darkness. And we're not going to let them do that. If all the NPCs live in this battle, we will get an item that is arguably not the most useful, but it's still not bad and we would like to have it. Its uses are limited because only a select few classes can actually equip it. Same for the secret item we're going for on the map. But the secret item, even though many characters can't use it, it is actually very useful to have. We won't even be able to get to see its full effects for quite a while, but I think this is the only one in the game you can find. I don't even know if you can buy it in any shops, so we're going for it. Gonna save it for a rainy day, because you know one is bound to happen eventually. As soon as I can, I'm gonna get Hein recovered. Just gonna have to wait on that though, because we need to keep moving forward. We cannot lose any momentum on this map. We just can't. It's not up for discussion. Morgan there, if we beat him, the battle is over. So for the sake of more experience, we're gonna save him for last. Now that doesn't include his men. We can take them out to our heart's content. So that's my goal. Remove all of his troops, leaving just him. By himself, he's not a threat because being a mage, he also has weak defense. He's got strong attack, but he's probably just going to cast out something like a magic arrow or fireball, which would hurt, but we could live with that. He's not going to come in close range combat. He's just not. I will happily eat my words, my shirt, and my shoes if he does. On camera at that. He's not going to. Most of all, we need to take out these elves. This is why we brought pikemen as well for Hein, because I knew they'd be very effective against horsemen. Not that there's many on this map, especially at this point. Pretty much any class is good against barbarians. Horsemen are the best. Pikemen are just okay. Archers only if you're doing damage from a distance, of course. Don't ever attack with archers up close if you can avoid it, because they will get hits in, but they will take blows themselves, and they don't do so well in that area, so I don't recommend it. Mounted units obviously good against soldiers as well. And I mixed things up a bit for Hein. You notice I gave him pikes and guards. I could have gone all pikemen, but they're kind of pricey at this point. At this stage of the game, 50p is still a lot to pay. And that's one of the benefits of guardmen. They only cost 20, so if you're just trying to save a few bucks, that's the way to go. And they're not terrible units either. They're just not very advantageous to any particular classes that we're fighting right now. But with his attack boost, they do okay. They're not so bad. That's another reason why I was kind of looking forward to making Elwin a shaman, because then he would have access to a low-cost troop. But with the bonuses that he's going to give his men over time and attack and defense, they would be quite formidable. But alas. And if I had gone that route, I definitely would have given him the swift boots in order to help these guys out. Yeah, you see they're casting heal spells. Priest there just taking a back seat. Doesn't really need to do anything right now. Yeah, it's better when he uses his men to attack them rather than himself. When the generals who are assassins and thieves, when they get involved, that's when we need to be concerned because they deal a lot of damage. Very high attack on them. So if they can keep this going for a little bit, give us another couple of turns to catch up, I think everything will be okay. It better be, because if it's not, I'm restarting this. No, but I think it'll be okay. With battles like this that have a little bit more elements in the mix, I tend to do a test run or two before I start recording just to make sure that I'm gonna be able to get the job done. So everything went okay in the test run, so sometimes you record, that's when everything flies south, but I think we'll manage okay. Yeah, see, he's just gonna use Magic Arrow, deals 1 point of damage, because Morgan is a pretty low level. Just as with the original Langrisser War Song, as your levels increase, I believe it starts at level 5. From level 5 to level 10, characters with magic abilities see it increase, a spike in their power, their damage output. This also goes for healing spells. Not just the offensive power, but the range of these spells increases. That's why levels are very important. And that's why sometimes tactically it can be to your advantage to restrain some characters in certain battles. If they're close to having a class change, you might want to wait until the next battle to have that happen. Or not, it depends on what units they're going to get with spells. Maybe you want to just class them immediately. Most times, it's probably the route you want to go. But if that loss to their troop bonuses or spell effect is going to really make the current battle that much more difficult, like say right now they're dealing 3 or 4 points of damage to an enemy officer with their spell. If they class up, it might go down to 1 point of damage. If you're counting on that spell to finish the fight, yeah, you might want to hold them back a little bit. Just a little advanced tactics, things to keep in mind. Nothing we really have to be concerned about at this stage. Thankfully. Apologies if you're hearing my seat creaking in the background a bit. I'm a little bit too twitchy today, it seems. I'm moving around too much, so let me just try to be more stationary and static. Hein isn't going anywhere. Scott. Just planning ahead here. Okay, I guess we're going to move Scott up instead. And we're going to use Hein to deal with this group. Yep. Little reversal of roles. That's fine though, there should be a lot of experience up there for Scott because we do want him to get closer to level 10. Probably won't happen until the next scenario, but we can get him close. Just kind of taking his command range into account before I figure out where I want to put everybody. Okay, they're well away from Scott, but with 3 barbarians, I figured they could do it. Because they have a base attack of 20, that's more than enough to deal with, what, 12 defense before the bonus? Yeah. But we can send him up. Let Hein's men take care of this, maybe? Get it started. I don't know if they'll be able to finish them. 22 attack versus 14 defense, they should. Yeah, that's okay. Ooh, I'd rather heal them up. Let them... Yeah, might as well. Because when their numbers are that low, it's very unlikely they're going to deal any damage to you, so... Got nothing to lose. And we're definitely not going to start attacking him just yet. Just get our people's health back up, I think. Smart way to go about this. In the face. Shame we can't actually control it right now. She would be very useful. But we're going to call it a day for now. Please join me next time when we continue and conclude Scenario 4. Have a great day and hopefully see you soon.